Hello, welcome to another day for another lesson. Please, as you have come across with this video, don't forget to like and share the video. You can also visit YouTube with the same name, GH Mathematics Doctor, and subscribe to my channel. Now, we have been on the topic variation, and we have looked at the lessons on the other types of variation. We have looked at direct, inverse, and joint variation. The last aspect is partial variation. So for us to understand the concept of partial variation, let's put it into this scenario. A certain man went to rent a car for his wedding. Now, the man is subject to pay a maintenance cost of 50 Ghana cedis, and the charge for renting a car for the day is 100 Ghana cedis. So, this is the question. How much would a man pay after renting a car? So, the cost of the amount that the man has to pay for renting a car will be put into this form. So, we have the cost of the amount the man has to pay as C equal to, and in the scenario, you heard that the man is subject to 50 Ghana cedis maintenance cost. No matter the number of days the man has to use in renting a car, the man is compulsory need to pay the maintenance cost of 50 Ghana cedis. So the man will pay 50 Ghana cedis in addition to, in a day, the man has to pay 100 cedis. So 100 cedis. And the number of days that a man has to use the car depend on the cost that also he will pay. So if a day is 100 cedis and the man they decide to use the car the number of days that we don't know. So let's represent D as the number of days. This will give you the total cost that the man has to pay for the renting of the car. So you can see from this concept that there is always two constant values in the concept of partial variation. So this number that's in the scenario that we don't know can be represented by small k, and this another constant can also be presented by small k. So for us to know the difference, let me number this one as 1 and this one being the same as the k. So in the partial variation, we are going to have two constants in our question, which will derive by using simultaneous equation to get the results. So let's enjoy the question we have on the board. Then you see the way forward. In every question concerning partial variation, the questions will be given in this form. So as we solve one question, you can use to solve any other question under partial variation. This question says that a variable y is partly a constant and partly varies as the square of x. So in the question of a partial variation, this will alert you we are working on a partial variation by the keyword partly. So partly being the keyword in the question of partial variation. So partly a constant. So which means the constant is the maintenance cost that we just discussed and that we don't know. So we are going to represent a constant variable for it. Then partly varies as the square. So I'm going to write this expression. Then we'll look at the rest of the numbers given to finalize the answer that we need. So let's begin the solution from here. So from the question here, it said a variable is partly a constant and partly varies. So this one, the variable is y. So we are going to say that y is equal to partly a constant. So the constant is k1. And after the constant, we always bring plus to complete the expression. And partly varies as the square of x. So partly varies as the square of x. And this will give you the expression in terms of the instruction given to you in the question. Now, let's look at the other information given here. When x equal to 2, y equal to 6. And when x equal to 3 and y equal to 10. Because we have two constant variables here, our expression will be expressed in the form of simultaneous equation. That's why we have two other information here to complete to give you the simultaneous equation. So our first equation will be derived by using x equal to 2 and y equal to 6. So we have here to be when x equal to 2 and y equal to 6. Our first equation will be derived from there. So we have to substitute x and y into this expression. So I'm going to say that 6 equal to k1 plus, this will give you 4k. That's when x is equal to 2. So we put 2 here squared to give you 4, and that will multiply the k to 4k. So our first equation is going to be k1 plus 4k equal to 6. We name this as equation 1. Let's find the second equation by using the other information here. So the same expression, y equal to k1 plus kx squared, when x equal to, this time is 3 and y is equal to 10. So we do the same substitution. We have 10 equal to k1 plus, and x is 3, so 3 squared will give you 9, so 9k. So we're writing this, we are going to say that k1 plus 9k, that will give you 10, and equation 2. So we have two simultaneous equations here, and you're supposed to solve them using either elimination or substitution. So you are going to use the elimination principle. So in this concept, we need to be abreast yourself on how to use the formula to solve the simultaneous equation. You can also use calculator, but we need the steps to have the appropriate marks for the question. So we are going to say that equation 2 minus equation 1. So we have equation 2 here to be k1 plus 9k equal to 10. The equation 1, that is k1 plus 4k equal to 6. And it is minus. So when we find the answer, this k1 will be 0, and this one will give you 5k, and this will give you 4. So now we can solve for the k over here. So we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of the k, and that will give you k equal to 4 over 5. Now we have the first constant over here as k equal to 4 over 5. We can also solve for the second constant, that is the k1. So for k1, we will say that, so let me put it here. We will say that put k equal to 4 over 5 into equation 1. So let's take equation 1. Wherever you see k, we put 4 over 5 inside. So I have k1 plus 4 multiplying 4 over 5 equal to 6. And this one, we have k1 plus 16 over 5 equal to 6. The LCM being 5. So we have 5k1 plus 16 equal to 5 multiplying 6. That will give you 30. So group like times 5k1 equal to 30 minus 16. Now 5k1 equal to 14. Divide both sides by 5. We have k1 is equal to 14 over 5. Now that we have k and k1 values, we can see the first constant and the second constant. Let's go by what the question is saying. The question is saying, find the equation connecting x and y. So the equation connecting x and y, we are going to use the main expression here and substitute the answer for k and k1 into this expression. So over here, y is equal to, the k1 was given as 14 over 5, then plus k was given as 4 over 5. So we have 4. So we have 4 over 5 x squared. And this is the expression connecting the x and y. Let's come to the second question. The second question says that what is the value of y when x equal to 4? So for us to get the value of y when x equal to 4, we take this expression and we substitute x equal to 4 into this expression and find the answer for y. So this one says that y equal to 14 over 5 plus 4 over 5 x squared when x is equal to 4. So we have y equal to 14 over 5 plus 4 over 5 multiplying 4 squared. So this will give you use calculator, you punch for the result, you are going to get 78 over 5. 78 over 5. All right, so that is the answer for y when x is equal to 4. Let's conclude this by finding the values of x when y equal to 5. So the same expression here, this time we are finding the values of x when y equal to 5. So we have the expression y equal to 14 over 5 plus 4 over 5 x squared. So when y is equal to 5, so we have 5 equal to 14 over 5 plus 4 over 5 x squared. So we are going to use the LCM 5 to multiply through. We have 25 equal to 14 plus 4x squared. Grouping like times, we have 25 minus 14 equal to 4x squared. So in this case, when you subtract, we have 11 over 4 equal to x squared. That's when we divide both sides by 4. So the final answer we can get from here will be, we'll say that x squared is equal to 11 over 4. We need to find the value of x by introducing square root to both sides. So when we introduce square root to both sides, we cancel the square and the square roots of x, giving x equal to, in this case, we can't find the square roots for 11. We don't want to get any decimal values. So we are going to say that square root of 11 over, then the square root of 4 will give you 2. And that the values for x will give you the plus or minus of this answer. So the x is equal to square root of 11 over 2 or negative square root of 11 over 2. That is the meaning of the plus or minus. So this is the answer for y, and this is the answer for x. All right, this answers the whole question. In every partial variation question, these are some of the answers that you will always get. And what you must know is that whenever the two constants are given in the expressions, you are supposed to apply the substitution values in place of the constant to get two equations, and you solve the equations simultaneously to get the values of the two constants. Then whatever question being asked to find either x or y, you substitute the numbers accordingly and find the answers. This is so simple. And I know you can use this example here to practice major examples by yourself by solving past questions or any other related questions you may come across with. Thank you very much for your time. Please like and share my video.